Session 2, let's go! Item number, SCP-011. Object class, safe. Special containment procedures. Item SCP-011 and the area surrounding it are to be cleaned once every day. For safety purposes, cleaning should start at least 30 minutes after sundown. Cleaning should always be performed by at least 2 personnel who are advised to know anything unusual about the item or the debris clear. In a situation where the item cannot be cleaned for more than 2 days, local residents must be contacted and instructed not to approach the item. Containment procedures nullified 2004. Description: SCP-011 is a civil war memorial statue located in Woodstock, Vermont. The statue is the image of a young male soldier holding a musket at his side and is carved out of granite quarried within the area. Occasionally, SCP-011 has been observed lifting its musket to the sky to fire a bird which attempts to land with defecate on it. Reports detail that its movements produce soft grinding sounds but do not cause any structural failure. Ultimately, the gunfire is right still not set up a standard firearm, despite observations of the item only those granite bullets and granite powder into the musket, which is also unharmed by the firing. In spite of its efforts, some fecal matter does manage to strike SCP-011, and it has repeatedly become distressed when it has had a large amount of feces on it, on some rare occasions even firing at humans. Again, those assigned to maintain SCP-011 are to see SCP at see document 011-1 for instructions, document 011-1 maintenance brief, document archive 2004, accessible to personnel with level security clearance 2-011 or higher. Additional information: SCP-011's seeming sentience increased since the first report of activity in 1995. As of 2004, the item's containment procedures have been dropped, but it remains under constant observation. Recorded below a landmark event in the city. Timeline: 3/12/1995. Woodstock residents report the statue dies moving class sign of activity. 9/13/1995. Statue shoots musket for the first time. 10/9/1995. Statue begins shooting birds from the sky. 1/25/1996. Registration of SCP-011. Containment procedures begin. 4/14/1997. SCP-001 observed moving casually and looking around. 5/3/2000. After caretaker redact, it jokingly shouts "good shot" to SCP-011. The item replies "thank you" in a reportedly very human voice virtually from the statue. 10/22/2001. SCP-011 had a conversation with caretaker redacted 2001 shooting the buzz slots 2.6.2002 at the imploring of redact. The SCP-011 steps down from its spells. 2003-2004. SCP-011 reaches human level self-awareness. 11.10.2004. Containment procedures drop. Custody of SCP-011 transferred to redacted. 5/17/2005. Redacted reports that SCP-011 was romantically attracted to her. 8/29/2006. Most recent psych test report an IQ of 133. SCP. Let's go to 012. Item number: SCP-012. Object class equals special containment procedures. SCP-012 is to be kept in a darkened room at all times. The object is exposed to light or itself seen by personnel using a light frequency of an infrared. Remove personnel for mental health screening and measure its physical. Object is to be encased in an iron shield box suspended from the ceiling with a minimum clearance of 2.5 meters, 8 feet from the four walls and any openings. Description: SCP-012 was retrieved by archaeologist K.M. Sandoval during the excavation of the northern Italian tomb destroyed in a recent storm. The object is a piece of handwritten musical score entitled "On Mount Golgotha," part of a large set of sheet music, appears to be incomplete. The red flash blacking curse thought to be some form of burial natural dying, was later found to be human blood from multiple subjects. The first personnel to locate the sheet, Sign 19 Special Salvage, had 2 members descending into insanity, attempting to use their own blood to finish the composition, ultimately resulting in massive blood loss and internal trauma. Following initial investigation, multiple subjects were allowed access to the score. In every case, the subjects mutilated themselves in order to use their own blood to finish the piece, resulting in subsequent symptoms of psychosis and massive trauma. Those subjects who managed to finish a section of the piece immediately committed suicide, declaring the piece to be impossible to complete. Attempts to perform the music have resulted in a disagreeable cacophony, with each instrumental part having no correlation or harmony with the other instruments. 013, let's go! Item number: SCP-013. Object class safe. Special containment for SCP-013 to be kept in a secure storage while at Site-66. Exposed subjects are to be monitored for differences between their symptoms. Exposed subjects will be interviewed daily, and any change in perceptions are to be logged. Description: SCP-013 is a collective designation of 242 cigarettes which show similar anomalies. No electronics external detail between instances is the presence of the word Blue Lady handwritten on each cigarette in blue ink. Subjects who consume the contents of SCP-013 through inhalation will begin to perceive themselves as a specific unidentified woman. Subjects who describe the woman to be aged between 25 and 35 years. They are standing approximately 1.6 meters tall with an estimated weight of between 50 and 55 kilograms. Additional recurring details include cropped dark hair, blue eyes, and bright blue lipstick. Immediately after consuming an instance of SCP-013, subject will gradually begin to perceive reflections of themselves having the features of a woman and will gradually perceive their bodies changing to reflect their appearance over the course of the following weeks. All changes are entirely mental. Subjects' bodies do not change outwardly, only their perception of themselves. These alterations are permanent and cannot be reversed. SCP-013 was discovered after the suicide of an iron mile parking a large cardboard crate in his apartment. A close research of the apartment uncovered several hundred sketches of a figure strongly resembling the one perceived while under 013 effect. Miles' body had been found sitting at a dead of massive overdose and draped over a handwritten note transcribed below. During the investigation of Miles' apartment, one civilian investigator became affected by 013's effect. An embedded agent soon contacted the nearest site. The subject of the artifact and related evidence were extracted and contained. Currently, 217 instances of SCP-013 cigarettes contained at Biosite 66, 25 SCP-013 cigarettes are contained at Research Sector 09, pending future research into similar anomalous effects. Addendum: below is the note which will acquire along SCP-013. I see her everywhere. That sad blue lady. I feel like I know her, but I can't remember. I love her, but I don't know why. She's so beautiful and sweet and clear, but I don't know anymore. Her favorite flavor. Where did you go? I miss you. Item number: SCP-014 Object Class Safe. So hold containment procedures. SCP-014 is to be kept in sight with actually in a chair with arms preferably facing the window. Music should be supplied on a regular basis, preferably constantly. The music should not include pieces originating after 1937. Security cameras should be present in SCP-014's room. Description: SCP-014 is a Caucasian male appearing to be approximately 30 years of age with black hair, brown eyes, and a somewhat round face. Records indicate his name to be Robert Chatford, confined in 1915 to the Norwich Asylum in Connecticut for delusional insanity, claiming that he had been cursed to live forever and was slowly turning into concrete in consequence. The asylum closed in 1937 and the placements were transferred to various facilities. SCP-014's foundation has been 19 redacted from rumors of a patient who seems to be entirely immobile and showed no signs of aging. Further investigation determined that acquisition was warranted. SCP-014 is to all outward appearances a normal man, but he does not appear to age and shows no signs of possessing metabolism. He does not eat, drink, perspire, or in any other way demonstrate life functions. He breathes only to speak, and apart from his eyes and vocal apparatus, is to all appearances utterly immobile. He has never shown any evidence of fragile. Despite his position not having varied for several decades, neither was muscle appear atrophied. He can converse normally, but shows little knowledge or interest in events since confinement. Addendum. Note: frankly, if I were to interview this man without knowing his history, I think he was perfectly sane, well-adjusted individual who just happened to be quadriplegic. As it is, I have to conclude that he's the ultimate proof of the idea that the mind rules the body. He thinks he's concrete and will live forever, and so he's close to both as he can be. Somehow. Dr. Redactor. Item number: SCP-015 Object Class Euclid. Graphical containment procedures. SCP-015 is impossible to move in a containment site. A gap of at least 2 meters 6 feet needs to be maintained around the entire structure containing SCP-015 at all times, and no structure of any kind has made contact with SCP-015's current containment structure. Exploration of commercial only in teams of 3 with full safety lines and GPS tracking. Any protrusions from SCP-015 must be kept and sealed immediately with a new site recording log. No aggressive action is to be made with an SCP-015. No handle power tools that are anywhere inside SCP-015. No repairs or maintenance are to be made anywhere on SCP-015. Description: SCP-015 is a massive pipes, vents, boils, and other various plumbing apparatus completely filling a warehouse in redacted. The pipes appear to grow when not under observation, attempting to connect to nearby structures via sewer systems and underground plumbing. SCP-015 contains a current estimate over 190 kilometers, 120 miles of pipes ranging in diameter from 2.5 centimeters to over a meter. Some pipes contain near walls are rusted and leaking. Pipes have been reported as being made of bone, wood, steel, titanium, flesh, brass, and granite. No pipes composed of lead, PVC, plastic, copper, or any traditional material for the production of pipes have been found. SCP-015 reacts as tools and aggression. Any personnel acting violently, carrying tools, or attempting to damage or repair SCP-015 in any way will trigger a reaction. Any pipe near the subject will burst, spraying on the subject for several seconds before the floor suddenly stops. Pipes have been reported containing oil, mercury, rats, species of insect not yet identified, ground glass, seawater, entrails, and molten iron. Pipes will continue to burst around the subject until death or retreat. SCP-015 is cut back into its current structure after attacking to 11 other structures in the area. Currently, 11 personnel have been killed and 20 more are missing. Reports have been made of banging and screaming coming from within SCP-015. SCP-016. Item number SCP-016. Object class Kita. Subject containment procedure. SCP-016 is to remain within the confines of 5 by 5 by 5 meter room at all times, maintained at a temperature not to exceed 0 degrees Celsius. The SCP-016 itself is to remain in the Petri dish in the containment cube at all times unless directed otherwise by level 4 or 5 staff. For documentation or experimentation with SCP-016 must be submitted before and after the samples and duplicates of SCP-016 may be taken. For failure to follow these procedures will result in termination or reassignment as Class D personnel. Only authorized personnel may be permitted to obtain samples and/or experiment with SCP-016 under BCL5 containment conditions. If an outbreak does occur despite the following aforementioned procedures, directed base personnel are to implement a code signal lockdown and containment plan. Infected personnel to be terminated on site by security, requiring standard mission-oriented protective posture, MOP, anti-biological or anti-chemical equipment. Should the infection not be contained after 48 hours, the on-site nuclear device is to be detonated. Remaining personnel are not to be evacuated under any circumstances. SCP-016 have been shown to survive up to 6 hours on hard surface and up to several minutes in air. High intensity ultraviolet and high concentrations of ortho with the solution was demonstrated to be effective in disinfecting non-organic substances. Description: SCP-016 bloodborne pathogen received from a mine worker and redacted who injured himself while working in a deep coal seam. Said wound became contaminated with coal dust from the mine, possibly infecting the worker with dormant spores. Over the next several days, SCP-016 proceeded to infect the remaining employees of the mining camps, as well as the CDC crisis team dispatched to deal with the epidemic. Paramedical personnel went to cover the investigation and terminated all affected personnel. Patient 0 was brought into captivity and the mine shaft was collapsed by an explosive device. SCP-016 has an incubation period ranging from 24 hours to 2 years, depending on the presence and number of other human hosts in the area. First units resemble the common one, called the itching eyes, running nose, coughing, and bodily ache. Phase 2 within 48 hours until the control form of hemorrhagic fever. The organism causes a small amount of blood to become aspirated in the lungs, creating an aerosol effect during the face via the tract and bleeds out, running profusely from every bodily orifice, including the nose, tear ducts, anus, skin pores, mouth, urethra, and in case of females, vagina. Blood pressure skyrockets during the final stage. A host of projectile vomiting blood to distances of over 5 meters. Should the host survive near this near total exsanguination, the pathogen will become dormant once more, returning to incubation phase. What distinguishes SCP-016 from the strange hemorrhagic fever such as Ebola and Marburg is its unusual response to high stress. Should the subject undergo a high stress situation such as a life-threatening crisis, the organism will change its tactic from rapid reproduction to the rewriting of the host DNA and stimulation of rapid cell division. Major physiological changes occur within the first 24 hours, with complete body reconstruction occurring within two weeks' time. Most hosts do not survive the process due to the heavy demand made on the body. Footnote 1. Due to similarities, fatal contagions that stimulate the production of excess organs, a possible link to SCP-1801 is under investigation. An interesting side effect of the transformation is an increase in aggressive urge. It is believed that this may be an attempt to maximize the spread of the virus in a manner similar to rabies. On another note, subjects who undergo bodily transformation no longer appear to exhibit SCP-016's hemorrhagic properties. However, subjects infected by transformed hosts will still undergo the normal SCP-016 infection process. Addendum: experiment log of SCP-016's transformative properties. Subject D016-1D class personnel infected by SCP-016 upon first showing symptoms. Subject was slowly clothed with water over a 24-hour period. SCP-016 mutated into teratoma state, transforming subject lung into gill. Subject survived for 2 more weeks as SCP-016 transformed its limbs into fins, caused its eyes to atrophy, and enhanced its sense of hearing into a cetacean-type echolocation ability. Subject was terminated by draining all water from its cords, causing it to asphyxiate. Body was subsequently cremated without autopsy. Subject D016-2, D class Personnel infected with SCP-01 explain fast-growing symptoms. Subjects caused was slowly flooded with water over a 24-hour period. SCP-016 mutated into teratomorphic state, flooding subject to undergo rapid muscular growth and increased bone growth on knuckles. Subject then attempted to escape from confinement by punching through the reinforced steel door. Subject was not successful and died by drowning. Note: same situation, 2 different responses. Interest. Dr. Redacted. Subject 016-joy decals personnel infected with SCP-016. Subject was previously McLennan who poisoned his wife when discovering her adultery. Upon fast-growing symptoms, subject was solely flooded with water over a 24-hour period. SCP-016 mutated teratomorphic state, calling subject for an unusual on his chest consisting of a chamber and two separate tubes. Organ continued to take in water and swell in size until Foundation personnel realizing what SCP-016 may be attempting terminated the subject by gunshots. Organ was found to contain several gas types filled with acetylene gas and oxygen. Subject D016-4 declassed personnel infected by SCP-016. Subject was told to concentrate on forming wings. No stress was applied. SCP-016 did not mutate into teratomorphic state. Subject died of exsanguination during phase 3. Subject D016-5 declassed personnel infected by SCP-016. Subject was told to concentrate on forming wings and placing an acrylic box suspended 305 meters, 1,000 feet above mine shaft. Time was placed outside the box, which subject was told indicated the time to release. SCP-016 mutated into teratomorphic state, calling subject to a tentacle-like organised wrist similar to a spider's spinneret. Subject extended said organs through one of the box's air housings through a strong silk-like substance, which was then used to secure the box to the cable. Subject was terminated when the countdown reached 0 and the bomb detonated. Unlike SCP-017, this is a nice one. Item number: SCP-017, object Dr. Key to solve containment procedures. SCP-017 is to be contained in an acrylic block cage 100 cm by 50 cm by 50 cm, centrally suspended in a concrete room measuring 6 meters by 6 meters by 4 meters. So the hexagonal wall, ceiling, and floor of the room are high-intensity arc lamp block. Lights pointing directly at the acrylic cage, which ensure that SCP-017 is constantly exposed to light from every angle. Personnel assigned to the SCP-017 control room to monitor the functionality of the spotlights and the emergency generator system and call for maintenance immediately upon knowledge of a burnt-out lamp or an issue with the generator. The only circumstance under which personnel are allowed entrances to replace lamps. Personnel entering the room are required to wear the designated full-body reflective suit and must be caution not to step in front of functional spotlights. Description: SCP-017 is a humanoid figure approximately 80 centimeters in height, anatomically similar to a small child, but with no discernible identifying feature. SCP-017 seems to be conscious of a shadowy smoke-like shroud. No attempt to find any object beneath the shroud has been successful, but the possibility has not been ruled out. SCP-017's reaction to shadow cast upon it is immediate and swift. SCP-017 leaps up the object, casting the shadow and completely encloses it in its shroud, whereupon it returns to its normal size, leaving no trace of the object behind it. And all that personnel with beta clearance or higher should see also document 017-1. Hidden hand drink SCP-018. Item number: SCP-018, object lost Euclid. Special containment procedure. SCP-018 is to be contained in a special metal tray inside a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter sealed box lined with highly synthetic padding. The sealed box is then submerged in the center of the 10 meter by 10 meter by 10 meter polythene holding tank. SCP-018 is to break free from the holding box of polythene-based goo will slow down kinetic activity and will probably retrieved by containment personnel. Personnel in SCP-018's containment chamber are to wear specialized plating around inside of SCP-018 observation and breathing apparatus before being lowered into the polythene tank. SCP-018 is loose outside of the polythene tank. Personnel are advised to cure themselves in a separate room, closed doorways or hatches to isolate SCP-018 until containment teams arrive. Description: SCP-018 has the appearance of a superball made by the Whammo Company in 1969. It is 6 centimeters in diameter and coloured red, found when the redacted company was hired to clean out a warehouse that had Whammo version. So then SCP-018 was noted to be able to bounce with extreme heights. A past thought to be a climate trial so SCP-018 was able to bounce with over 200% efficiency. That is, if for 1 meter it would bounce 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. The ball soon became a dangerous projectile, reaching speed estimated at over 100 kilometers per hour and damaging property and injuring 5 in the city of Redacted. It came to rest after several days in the nearby lake of Redacted and was retrieved by SCP personnel due to the speed of the object and was told to survive right victim. No cover-ups are required or initiated. Document 018-4, message 205-Redacted. I hope everything is well. The reason I write to you is because I believe we have found a more effective method of Redacted. I hope everything is well. The reason I write to you is because I believe I found a more effective method for retrieving your escaped SCP object. Yes, I realize we haven't had any progress in reverse engineering whatever else seems to provide the laws of thermodynamics, or we have come up with a very effective method for integrating one of those SCP-A5 armor suits with this. Just hear me out. We implant it into the bottom of the boat, rig a little bit of a mechanical device into the suit is now capable of jumping well over a building. Also, if the wearer has their foot against something they want dead, well, let's just say it delivers a hell of a kick. All I need is permission to modify one of the pre-existing SCP-A5 suits, and you'll be able to actually capture Redacted, plus any other escaped SCP objects. Trust me, when I let you down in the past, Dr. Redacted. Document 018-06, letters Dr. Redacted. Dr. Redacted, upon assignment, Agent Redacted was issued your modified SCP-A5 armor and retrieving SCP Redacted and the results of next Agent Redacted will able to place a redacted color onto SCP Redacted to chase it through the ammo and restrain it by dismemberment. However, due to a malfunction of your little mechanical device, he was launched almost a mile into the air and suffered 2 broken legs, 7 broken ribs, a missing arm, and a skull fracture upon hitting the water of Lake Redacted on the way back down. You'll fix up before I authorize your armor for common use. Document 018-11, message to 05 Redacted. Redacted, don't worry, it's fixed, but I have some more ideas. If I can be granted the use of some water from SCP-006, SCP Redacted, and probably SCP Redacted, I can deliver you a set of SCP-A5 armor and an agent and capture any, if not all, rogue or untainted SCPs. All I'm waiting on is your approval. I like the containment procedures. Like, these are very good containment procedures, very imaginative. Anyway, right, the monster part. SCP-019, object class key. Propelled containment series. SCP-019 is to be captured on a wide crate in a 3 meter by 3 meter by 4 meter reinforced concrete room and soil within incinerator. The room shall be kept at 00 degrees Celsius when the incinerator not activated. An observation chamber separated by a plate glass window is to be used for autonomous observation of SCP-019. If/when specimens of SCP-019-2 are observed, the incinerator is to be activated. In the event of outbreak of SCP-019-2 ordinary firearms successful in terminating individual specimens, or in the case of a small outbreak, flamethrowers may be more effective. SCP-019 should be kept in a vertical position at all times. Description: SCP-019 appears to be a very large ceramic, 1.8 meters in diameter at the mouth and 2.4 meters high. Style and decoration indicate that it was created in classical grade, so conclusive dating is impossible if the surface is entirely unbreakable by any known means. If successful method is discovered, SCP-019 should be destroyed with prejudice. Periodically, entities emerge from SCP-019. Collectively, these are known as SCP-019-2. Again, these vary many aspects but tend to be small. They which seem noticeable and may have animal-like speech, which is an extremely hostile. They often choose to attack with teeth or claws, although fairly delicate, also surprisingly flammable. They are reasonably strong and pose a considerable threat in large numbers. When kept at 0 degrees Celsius and totally at rest, entities will emerge from SCP-019 at a rate of approximately 1 entity per hour. The following traits are known to affect SCP-019-2's manifestation rate. Movement of SCP-019, threat to SCP-019, extreme temperature, highs and lows, sudden shift in the surrounding environment, introduction of objects or organisms to the inside of SCP-019 cause a flood reaction. Factors that may or may not influence SCP-019-2's manifestation rate. Patterns of human life in the SCP-019, current weather patterns, specific individuals near SCP-019. Some individuals seem to affect SCP-019-2's emergence quite more drastically than others. In addition to typical tilting, SCP-019 will create a reaction as though it was previously filled with SCP-019-2 specimens, although viewers looking into SCP-019 from above will merely observe dark hole useful production rates of SCP-019-2 when the object is disturbed. Measurement of the internal cavity is difficult but is expected to be inconsistent with outside measurements. Addendum document 019-2-A. Thanks. Thanks for the food.
That's right, young man. Well done.
As maintained by Dr. Lyon, Dr. Vaux, redacted SCP-019-2 specimen was removed from the containment chamber and kept in reinforced pen provided with water and live chickens as food. Specimen made quiet, continuous garbled vocalizations determined to be phonetically similar to ancient Hellenic language, which is all the reason for this is unknown. Specimen is still thought to be no more intelligent than animals. The specimen lives for less than 48 hours and is a section of real anatomy consistent on a cellular level with normal biology, with an extremely unstable musculoskeletal structure. Other notable anomalies include an unstable respiratory system, non-existent digestive tract, and virtually no other internal organs. All other captured specimens will follow similar patterns of behavior randomizer. Note, it appears that SCP-019-2 specimens are not intended to deliver meaningful amounts of time outside of SCP-019.org's redacted containment unit was slightly damaged following prolonged exposure to SCP-019-2 specimens by the monitoring team for particle transparency. This has not been noted in SCP-019-2 before. Monitoring team will continue to report further anomalies. Redacted. Monitoring team's reports and specimens of SCP-019-2 now appear to be significantly more resistant to incineration than others. It is hypothesized that this is a new defense mechanism on the part of SCP-019. Redaction. Most specimens of SCP-019-2 are now entirely resistant to the effects of the incinerator. The replacement of incinerator with an acid bath is being considered. Evolution of SCP-019-2 is being studied and may be evidence of sentience in SCP-019. That was a nice SCP. Item of SCP-020, Direct Lock Key to a self-containment procedure. Samples of SCP-020 are stored in a series of sealed conservation chambers out inside a sealed containment room. Biological Research Area 12, which is accessible only via airlock. Inference are administered via automated robotic systems, as the cultivation chamber must remain sealed at all times. Hermetically sealed video surveillance cameras are installed within the containment room and be checked daily for integrity. Any personnel entering the containment room must wear biosafety level 5 equipment, including rebreathers, undergo full antifungal disinfection upon exiting. Description: SCP-020 is a fast-spreading fungal organism that is capable of affecting the senses and behavior of living creatures, including humans. Samples of SCP-020 exhibit an unknown effect that renders them effectively invisible to direct observation, even when under a microscope. SCP-020 is only visible to humans when used for photographic or video surveillance. Once SCP-020 forms a colony, usually within a human residence, it will produce spores that affect the behavior of humans around it. Affected subjects will increase the heat and humidity within their homes to create an environment more suitable to the growth of SCP-020. Affected subjects also become more... Wait, have I skipped something? No, I haven't. And often invite acquaintances to their homes to further spread the organism. As the spores and mold colonies are invisible to affected subjects, the mold may sometimes grow directly on living subjects. As the swarming colonies within a home approach critical concentration, the health of affected human subjects will rapidly deteriorate, resulting in death. Further spread of the mold may occur as the bodies of any deceased subjects are encountered by emergency responding healthcare agents, as well as transportation of the bodies to local morgues. SCP-020 was first encountered in Redacted, where an undercover SCP agent noticed a dramatic personality change in personnel working at the local hospital. Upon investigation by a containment team, it was discovered that almost Redacted civilians had been infected, as well as the majority of the town's civilian population was terminated and the town incinerated under cover of a local forest fire. To date, over 12 outbreaks of SCP-020 have been reported. Investigations are currently underway to determine the source of these outbreaks and possible preventative measures. Addendum 020-01. Access from the audio/video mission recorded with mobile task force 8-10 see no evil during the initial containment of SCP-020 on redacted. T2 lead, Team 2 moving to the Red House. T2 copy, UAV-1 is picking up the heat signature. T2 lead, Team 2 in ready to place burr expletive. T2 door open. At this point, a civilian woman appeared in the door while holding a kitchen knife. Video surveillance showed that nearly 2/3 of her face was covered by mold growths. Civilian woman: well, hello there, gentlemen. Can't take a breather inside. T2 lead, on the ground, drop the weapon. Civilian woman: don't be silly. Come on and stay a while. T2 lead, stop where you are. Drop the weapon. Civilian woman: we just wanted to have some gas. Please, come in. T2-2, drop the expletive weapon. It is assumed that at this point the infected civilian noticed T2-4 carrying a pronged incendiary weapon and still unblinded forward at the team members with the knife. Civilian woman, data expunged. T2 lead, open fire, gunfire, screaming.